takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down.
Greetings and welcome to the first episode of Queendom. Well, this is a show where we talk about the girl child, all the aspects that affect her. And today we are delving deeper onto a very crucial topic, that is annulling the notions about the changes that occur in young women's bodies. Well, I am your host, Tintin, and today I have a very incredible guest. She is a model, the reigning Miss Vithikazi 2022. She is a poetess, a scriptwriter, and most importantly, an SRHR advocate. Well, stay tuned as we unravel a lot of matters pertaining this.
Unstoppable, I'm a virgin with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Welcome to the second segment of this show. Well, as I said, I have a very amazing guest today. Chichi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tintin. Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much for honoring the invite.
Sure.
Well, as I say, today we are delving deeper about the notions that are created pertaining the modification of young women's bodies. You know, when the breasts start to sag and all that, there are a lot of things that are said by people that the girl is wayward and stuff. But what do you say about it, Chichi?
Okay, I think firstly, if we look at us growing up, it's us growing up in a society whereby there are so many myths, misconceptions, people making up stories about stuff that they don't understand. And I think we see, like, as a girl, when you grow up and they tell you that, okay, if your breast starts to sag, then boys are fondling you. Like, literally, that's what I knew at some point before I actually had to research this and like, oh, so this is the cause. But then you realize that everyone thinks like that. So now for you as a girl to get to a point where you see your breast sagging and like, but I haven't done anything, but it's happening, you know, and people saying things, I feel like it's got this huge impact on your mental health. And I think it's just so important for us to know what makes these things happen before we actually start saying these things happen because of A, B, C, and D when you don't have things.
Wow, that's so beautiful. You know, I love the fact that she brought Uguti. It actually affects your mental health. Now, how can we tackle these issues? I think even at home, parents getting in and teaching children, and even us as young female advocates, how can we get in and tackle this matter?
I feel like this is there's a lot of work to be done, firstly, because I believe that this is something that is deep within our society. Somewhere, somehow, young girls themselves believe the fact that once your breast starts to sag, you've been fondled. You know, A, B, C, D has happened. I think first, if young girls believe that. So I think it all starts in the home, probably having parents who know these things, understand these things, who will tell their children that, okay, this happens because of this. I feel like maybe we should really go out into communities and try our best to teach people about these things, because at the end of the day, if we really don't take this to community level, we can do advocacy, we can write articles, but how many people will they reach? So I think at the end of the day, it's more of reaching the parents, the grandparents, the aunties, people in the communities, the young girls themselves as well, so that we're able to actually say, okay, you better understand why this happens, not making up stories.
Yeah. Wow, that's so beautiful. So it means it is a matter that needs to be tackled, like from grassroots level. Wow, that's so beautiful. Well, see you in the last segment as we conclude on this matter. Well, greetings once again and welcome to the last segment as we conclude on this matter. Well, Chichi, before we came into the studio, you actually highlighted about how as young women we end up resorting to using creams, things that we see on social media. Now, can you elucidate much on that?
Okay, I think firstly we're looking at the fact that obviously we have those many myths and misconceptions surrounding, our bodies as young women. So obviously with this kind of pressure from society, if I get to a point where I'm like, okay, my breasts are sick, what can I do to not make them sick?
Yeah.
Now go on the net and I type, ask Auntie Google, how can I make my breast not sick or whatever? Or I'm on Facebook, I come across, we have those people sell, there's many different products nowadays. And they'll tell you, okay, I have a cream that can help you make your breast not sick, or I have pills, I have this, I have that. To a point where, because I need to, make sure that people don't think I'm now wayward. I have to now resort to using that stuff, and to look at the fact that it might affect me health-wise, might affect my skin and things like that. So that's why I feel like it's an issue that affects a lot of aspects of our lives.
Okay, so aside of issues about the sagging of breasts, I understand there are a lot of myths also around this crazy notion. May you enlighten us about that?
I'm pretty sure some girl out there can relate to this, how maybe someone has been slim all along and suddenly they're growing, or their ass is growing, and someone's like, oh, these days, and stuff like that. Or maybe this glow is not natural, this is the kind of glow that you get after having sex, which means when you're engaging, and just things like just general things that people see as harmless, which are actually, which negatively impact our mental health.
Yeah, that's a lot. You need to stop, troubling these girl children. There are cosmetics that make them to glow, and most probably increasing your level of bathing. Well, as we wrap up on this matter, maybe Chichi, what can you say, like, in conclusion, after all that we have talked about?
I feel like as a society we should take it upon ourselves to make sure that we get correct information. It's not really anyone's fault to say, okay, there's this kind of mindset, because I believe at the end of the day we're socialized to believe such things. You grow up in an environment where they're telling you, okay, this is what happens. Because you are used to that environment, you start believing that these are the kind of things. So I feel like it all starts with education. It's so important to learn stuff. And we are so, I think we're a blessed generation because we're in the age of the internet. So you can always say, okay, this doesn't make sense, does this really work? And you just go on the net and you look for, you type such things, and there are a lot of articles on that. So I believe that firstly it's education, and secondly it's just making sure that in all we do, we don't negatively affect the girl child, because girl power, we are the future of the generation.
The future is female. Yeah, that's so true. Thank you so much, Chichi, for honoring the invite once again. Well, I guess you heard for yourself. There are a lot of things that I learned in this conversation. The ligaments are tired by things like weight gain and just the natural shape of the breast, because they are orange breasts, they are banana shaped breasts, they respond differently with growth. Those are the things that you should log into the internet and learn them. And most importantly, a gaucho glow is nowhere connected with anyone having sex with them. She is not wayward, it's just nature that's responding. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode. Goodbye.